Hey Ringside crew. Welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and today, Ringside crew, you are in for a treat. Today, I have a young lady that's doing her thing. Hey, what's going on? Hey, welcome. Doing her thing on the independent wrestling scene. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Ashley, the Daddy Hunter. Welcome, Ashley. Welcome.
How are you?
Awesome on this awesome Thursday night here on the East Coast of the United States of America. So, when did you get your start for the start? When did you get your start in the professional wrestling business? Like, what was the moment that you knew that you're like, this is for me?
So
like,
I started late. Well, late as it goes. So the guy that I never really had a close relationship with my father, but the guy that I consider my father figure was a wrestler. And so he had always like shown me a couple little things. The very first thing he taught me was about chair shots, how to take them, how to give them. It was beautiful. And so he had kind of kept me interested. And then the guy I consider my brother was into it. He's like, you should come train with me. I was like, yeah, I'll come train. And then I delayed it. And then I went. I'm not going to discuss where that was because we don't talk about that here in the state of Florida.
No.
For those who know what I'm speaking of, it's the dojo. But yeah, that was, like 14 years ago. It's so long ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a road.
You've been in this business for a long time. So what was the first thing of professional wrestling you saw, I remember as a kid? Like, what was that first glimmer of the ropes and the lights? When was it? Where was it? Let's go into it.
So I've had some head trauma, so you're going to have to forgive me for not knowing exact details. But I remember the very first thing I remember about wrestling, the very first match I ever watched was... Sorry.
Children, it's okay. We love them.
Sabu versus Terry Funk in a barbed wire match.
Ooh, yes.
That was the very first match that I sat and watched. And then if we're talking like the kind of sports entertainment we see today, it would have to be anything with Stone Cold.
I gotta love the rattlesnake.
I did it. Okay, yes. Go sit down, please. Thank you. Sorry, I'm a single mother, so
it's okay. Kitties, we love you. Just don't make your mom mad. Sure. Body. He said too late. Did you just say too late?
He's already. Wait, he's at his house. Don't go away.
I live in a panther cave surrounded by panthers. There we go.
He lives with panthers.
Panthers?
Yeah, I'm the third one in the generational lineup. So after me, if nothing happens, I'm screwed. My lineage is ruined.
Right. No. So yeah, Stone Cold, Terry Funk, Sabu. That's what got me interested in it.
Somebody came in. Someone popped in.
Girl, right there.
Oh yeah, I feel bad. I didn't even properly. That's the one and only. That's that's our friend. There.
I've actually worked her. She hurts.
Her chops. I hear I jokingly told her the last time she came on the podcast, Ashley, that I'll come to the show. Can you chop me? And she's like, oh, I will not do that to you, Joe.
No, yeah. So she is the first and only person who has ever chopped my chest open to where there was like visible little blood droplets.
Oof.
So I love her to death though. If you have her on again, you should ask her about the bench.
I've been trying to get her back on for at least since the end of last year. She'll probably tell you, yeah, Joe's trying to get me back on for a while. she's been busy.
Yeah, definitely ask her about the bench at Warrior Breed.
I'll ask her about the bench. Definitely. Awesome. So let's go into it about your like your training. Like when you first stepped through the doors, not the first place, whoever else trained you after that one place you don't want to talk about.
Right.
She's like, ha ha ha. She
Yeah.
gave us the LOL. Oh, jeez.
She
Oh
knows
no.
exactly what I'm talking about too. That bench.
She may jump into the interview. She may like send me the link. I want to come in. I can see it now. She'll be jumping in.
It would be fun. That bench almost broke. Yes, it did. Oh my gosh. So Malik, if anybody wants a toddler, come get mine.
Oh God. Now we're selling things on Dudes at Ringside.
Yes, it's merchandise. Yes, I see you. So I've been trained by quite a few people. Some of the more notable, like I've been trained by Zach Monstar, who owns and works out of Fort Myers. There is Rafael Gonzalez, known as the Puerto Rican Hound Dog. He wrestles out in Hudson, and he runs and owns Amp Wrestling. Zach owns Real Pro. Hound Dog runs Amp. And then more recently, God rest his soul, Afa the Wild Samoan.
I got my almost like the bloodline necklace on today in memory.
Yeah, we laid him to rest about a week ago.
Yeah, I know. I saw the post, and we were gonna do the podcast a few days ago, and
yeah.
You want to know why I did it? Because I said change the date. My dad, Papa Panther, told me. I told him, oh, she's going to a funeral. My dad's like, no, Randy, you can't do that to someone. That's not right. And then I told him, he's like, did you find out who we were going to the funeral for? And I saw the video clips, and he went, oh my gosh, it was for Alpha, for Pops. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, aren't you glad you changed the date? And I said, yeah, I kind of. Because my grandfather wrestled with him too.
Get down. Yes, you are. Now get down, please. Superheroes still have to listen to their mommies. Pops would have had me stay on he would have had me do it on our original date. That's what's crazy. That's what was crazy about Pops.
He probably would have yelled at me like, what are you doing? Changing dates? No.
He would have yelled at me for changing it. Like, I love it. But Pops definitely had a hand in my training because Pops didn't just teach me in-ring stuff. He taught me business side of things. I took the opportunity every time to learn about how to run business, how to be the professional, how to, learn about creativity, the bookings and all of that. And actually Pops is what led me to start Mero Pro, because he gave me the courage to pull that trigger and pursue that. So I like to think I've had quite a few people with a hand in my training. Pops being, the more notable, but more recent. And now it's I've got, like I said, Rafael Gonzalez, the Puerto Rican Hound Dog, and then of course, I've had other people that have helped me along the way. You've got Jethro, you've got Vertigo the Cure Rivera. There's my good buddy Simon Says, who has taught me a lot about psychology side of things, perseverance. Yes, so I've had a lot of people. I've had my core trainers, but I've had a lot of people help me along the way.
Yeah, that was such a tough loss within the past few weeks. It was like Pops. We lost his tag team partner. We lost
his brother. Yep.
Yeah, and then because I kept asking people, because on Facebook's a trash can. I'm sorry, Meta. I'm about to get it's about to get cut off on Facebook as I say that. It's a trash can. I looked somebody posted a picture saying R.I.P. Pops, and I immediately had to run to the Instagram for the truth, because I'm friends with a lot of the wrestlers from Pennsylvania, like the JJ Smiths and
Alpha Jr.
Yeah, Alpha Jr. I've really spoken to Alpha Jr. I met him at a show. That's why he's in my intro. But I don't really get a chance to speak to him like a lot. But I speak to a lot of his students, and I was like, "Is he okay? Is Pops all right? Is everything okay?" Is he still with us? Is he still with us?
He's
Not
off
everyone
of
gets scared. He's still with us. You know what I mean?
he's a brilliant guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much props, much love to him.
Much love. We missed you, Pops. God rest your soul. You're a beautiful man, and you gave us so many awesome young wrestlers like Ashley and all these other awesome young future bright stars of this indie scene. So for you working under like Alpha, has it changed your like wrestling see like the way you look through the wrestling like glasses? Do you see wrestling differently now in a different light?
I do. I always tell people it's hard when you're in the business to watch what you see on TV and be able to just simply enjoy it. You cross over from being a fan to being, the worker, and you don't know how to turn it off. You don't know how to not sit here and be like, oh, I saw that coming, or oh, they missed that, or oh, that, critique this, critique that. You can't. I gave up on that a while ago. I held on for the longest time for the first couple of years. I was like, I still want to enjoy it. I still want to be able to look at it and be a fan. But you get so trained mentally and physically to look for things, to study, because you got to study tapes. That it's just it forces you to look at wrestling through a different lens.
Yeah, definitely. So in your promotion, now we'll get into like you're an owner now. You have a promotion. So for you, how is it to be like a promoter? Do you have to like sit back, go in the corner, and you have like your book of like matches and everything that everybody's gonna be with? How long does it take you to put together like a show?
So my first show was back in May. Sold out the building. I chose to surround myself with agents who they themselves worked with Pops. Malik, go. Excuse me 1 second.
Malik's Yeah, fans. Oh, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for subscribing to the Joe Panther Variety Show. Really means a lot. Don't forget to give this video a huge like. Yeah. So we're going back into it, Ashley. You being a promoter. So
yeah, I took what Pops taught me, and I chose my agents carefully. Being Death Row Jethro, Malik, mommy's on the phone. I will push. We will play after. Okay, go watch Luca. Puerto Rican Hound Dog, Vertigo the Kid Rivera, D. Ramos, Simon Says, and I have Caden Green. Those are my agents. They are the ones who, when my ADHD is going off the walls, they help me focus, because between all of us, we have like 142 years in this business combined between all of us. So, I keep a good close knit circle around me. We started booking people. I gotta do math now. Like in March-ish. And I've already got my shows booked through the end of the year, and we're running every 2 months. So this next one is coming up on September 21st. Then we have November, and that's booked, and then we have January again. Which that is booked, just like that's starting to book. So I feel bad because I have all these people that want me to bring them in, but as a single parent, it's hard that if without any sponsors, this is all on me. I don't ask anybody else to put in money unless they want to. And so I would love to bring like Nashoba. I would love to bring her in. I would love to bring in a bunch of other people from out of state. I know what's right. Being a wrestler in this business, I know what's right. You pay travel, hotel, and you pay no, you can take it out there, and you pay their fee. That's not something I can financially do at the moment. So right now I'm working with a lot of local guys, but the vision still remains the same of wanting to book things that you haven't seen over and over and over.
Yeah.
So it's been, I try to apply what I've learned from being in the ring to what I want to put out of my company. So I refuse to wrestle at my own company. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. I'm not going to be one of these promoters who don't like how they're getting booked, so they start their own company. They put the belt on themselves. First of all, I don't even have a belt yet. Second of all, in the words of a great friend, Ray the Brute Elliott, I don't know that it's considered a belt anyway because a belt goes through your loops. This one is more like a cummerbund. The belts are more like cummerbunds, but
I've seen belts even like I've seen belts nowadays that like that they just go to like guys that make belts, and they'll just use like a generic title, like in a promotion on Long Island in PA where I go, PPW in Slatington. They had a belt. A guy didn't bring it back, so a guy makes belts, and he just made a United States title and just added it to the storyline, and the wrestlers were not having it. They were like, yeah. That's not our belt. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a very specific vision for the company, and I try to keep to that. And that's why I surround myself with the people I do. So
it's another person I've never had Hound Dog on. You mentioned his name twice, and I'm like, it's like,
yeah, I was going to recommend him to be on here. He has, 20, somewhere between 20, 25 years. He's been to Puerto Rico. He's been all over the world. He has not received the love he deserves, and he needs, he deserves the recognition, the love. All of my agents do. Every single one of my agents deserve more than I can give them.
Nicole Matala definitely sent him the link for this interview, because
I will.
Hound Dog, if you're not watching this now, you got this link from our lovely guest Ashley or Nicole Matala. Come on, Dudes at Ringside Podcast. This is internationally known. We've been seen halfway across the globe. So come hang out with me on Dudes at Ringside. Love to have you on.
Yeah, I would definitely have my agents to be on your show.
If I would have known, I could have had you together. I would love to have next maybe the end of the year we could do it again, and he can come on with you.
Okay, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, and maybe Tacoma, Miss Nicole Metallic can come on. I love the Native American culture. So like back in the day when I had her on, I said her name so like perfect, and she was like, "Oh, you said it so perfectly." I'm like, "I love your name. It's so beautiful." Like, I'd be like, "Don't hurt me. I can say your name right."
I finally got to where I could say her name, and then she kind of messed me up with the name change, and I'm like, ah.
Oh no, she doesn't go by Nicole anymore. No. See, it's been a while.
See, messes me up. I don't go by Nicole anymore. That's what I'm saying. I finally get to where I can pronounce it, and you changed it on me. Thanks, appreciate you.
Oh, she had to change it. Aw. You're gonna laugh. The last time I had her on the podcast, she had Little Wolf was so little. Her daughter was so little, and she was like, "Yeah, I got your sticker," and she was holding the sticker and stuff like that. It was so cute.
Okay, turn him off. You can put him away.
She must be her daughter must be so big now. The last time we spoke, she was young. So yeah. So you don't have belts yet, but do you have like different like divisions yet, like of ideas on like?
Malik.
Is that a pumpkin?
No, it is this cactus that he got before he was born.
Oh, it's that talking cactus thing that they have on. Oh God.
And it plays music.
Is that the one that you play? It talks. Oh yeah, it's hello there, wrestling fans.
No,
it didn't work.
Mom, get up there. If you want to play in here, to leave it off.
Yeah. So yeah, like.
Now Shoba there, she understands the pain.
Yeah. So with your divisions, do you have anybody like in line like the women's division yet, or is everything all still
I'm
like
not having a division?
You're not gonna have a women's division? Oh wow, okay.
The only 2 championships I want is a singles and a tag. I don't want I'm tired of, again, the same thing every. I have always been a big fan of the, I don't know if it's considered intergender, but you know what I mean. The guys fighting girls and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm understand it. I get why there's such a, it's not stigma, but you know what I mean? There's such a negative light on it. I understand it. I really do. Especially as a victim of domestic violence myself. I understand the stigma behind it. However, one second.
Yes. Oh boy.
I understand the stigma behind it, but at the same time, I came into this business fighting men. I prefer to fight men. I'm going to go out there and say it. I used to be told, don't ever say that. You shouldn't say that. Oh, then women aren't going to want to wrestle you. That's fine. If they don't want to wrestle me because of how I feel, that's on them. I prefer that because, oh, this is going to get me some heat for what I'm about to say, but Nashoba will understand, as will a lot of people. There's a lot of women who are scared to work snug. I am not unsafe. I do not work unsafe. I work very safe. However, I lay my shit in. She can tell you. My trainers can tell you.
We gotta send her the link. You gotta, if you run on your phone, I was like, text her the link so she could just join.
I feel so, I wish I could have figured it out on the tablet. But the thing is I am not one to go soft because you're a woman. And I was in an AMP I was in a show, and it was Wrestling for Hound Dog. It was this company, AMP. There was a situation where I didn't end up having the match that I was scheduled to have. We won't discuss why. I'll get you more muffins in a minute. So I ended up inserting myself in the Battle Royal. It was a 25-person Battle Royal, and I was the only woman. Been there before. It's nothing new to me. I walked in that locker room, and I told every single one of them, I said, if any of you take it easy on me, because I am a woman, I promise you, not only will I embarrass you, I will emasculate you and physically hurt you. Lay your shit. Let's go to town. They all said, oh, it was like a resounding, okay, say less. I tend to walk into locker rooms, not like I'm the shit, I'm the best. I know I'm not the best. Hell, half the time I'll tell you I suck. But I also am not about to let any man, woman, or child in any locker room tell me what the hell I'm doing if you are greener than goose shit.
Oh, shit.
I have spent too long watching, learning, and, you know, in ring training, maybe not so much, but I always train. There's multiple ways to train. And so I am not about to let somebody take advantage of me or treat me differently, because you said I don't have to censor myself, right?
No, you could be free. Don't worry.
I am not about to let someone tell me how things are going to go simply because of what's between my legs. What's between my legs is none of your. What is your business is that if you don't treat me equally, then we can fight. Like let's really, like, and I mean fight. I don't mean wrestling fight. I mean we can fight.
You could pug.
Treat me equally. That's all I ask.
Yep.
Because I'm gonna lay my shit in. And if you don't lay your shit in, if I don't feel it, if you miss, if you're light, I'm not selling it. I've wrestled people before where they haven't laid it in, and I tell them 3 times, lay it in, lay it in, lay it in. They still don't lay it in. All right, boom, right across their face. Like, I let them know. So.
Yep. That was me. That was my Twitch name. That was the lay it in phase. Like, bro.
But yeah, so that's just how I am.
Yeah. It's like I always feel about that with female wrestlers. Like, they can. I know some of them, like you, Nakoma. Like, there's so many that. What's your name? That's in NWA. The one that's like really scary. Everybody knows the one that's.
Oh, Max.
Yeah, Cole. Yeah, Max. Oh my gosh, there's so many female wrestlers that would fuck up a man. just like you would be gurney, old school Warner Brothers. The two guys walk out of the room with the gurney and just take off.
Yeah.
And like he did. Like
I
so.
think it's Max about right.
What's that? Yeah, Max. Yeah, it's Max.
Yeah.
Another one that I just had on the podcast. I interviewed her yesterday. It's going to air in October. Big Mama.
Okay.
She wrestled Max. And the crowd, when they came out, they're in the ring, they were doing like the circle, like everybody does before a match, to size each other up. The whole crowd was going nuts. They were going nuts. Hello.
Did you touch a button?
Yeah.
Were you supposed to?
No.
Touch a button. I always touch buttons, but I get it while I have ADD.
He figured out the remote, and I'm not sure what he did.
You could put on YouTube and have him watch us.
Oh, he. What did he do?
Oh, no. What happened? It's just sitting there, nothing.
Oh no! This is what we're. I don't know what he just did. He turned on. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't mean to have this on, y'all. I don't know why there is. Oh, I have to figure this out. I can't do this. He turned on to where the menu on the TV is speaking.
Oh my gosh. He pushed that button, went that far? Oh my gosh.
Don't know what he did. But no, yeah, go ahead. I got you.
Yeah. So yeah, like with the like, do you have any stories from the ring that you want to talk about tonight? Other than the Rumble, like, is there any of the other stories that are like crazy? Like any crazy stories?
So I have had. Okay, I think I figured it on. Yep, there it is. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I just figured out what he did. He somehow turned the audio on for Roku. Yeah, I have several stories. You're gonna have to give me a minute as I try to like remember them.
Okay.
Like I said, it's brain damage. I have oatmeal in my brain. If that helps.
Oh my gosh.
That helps or hurts. You want cricket? But hurry up.
I want a Luca.
Oh, you want Luca? Okay, cool. Oh, look, there's Luca.
How about cricket?
Okay, I'll turn on cricket in a minute. And okay, so ironically, more of my stories tend to be out of the ring.
Okay.
My favorite one, and this is another guy I'm going to recommend that come on your podcast. His name is Vertigo the Cure Rivera. Hi, Malik. The burnt chicken.
No, you don't put that here. You put it right to the living room.
All right, I will in a second. Okay. Okay. The burnt chicken story. Okay, and this involves Pop. So my ex-husband is a chef, and we were all at Pop's house. We were having a barbecue, and I don't know if Pops knew immediately what he was going to do or if it was just the spur of the moment. Okay, Malik, thank you for telling me. He has my ex-husband become in charge of the chicken. Now, Pops had this giant grill, and it was like everybody's chicken was everywhere. Puts him in charge of cooking it. Ex-husband steps away for a second to go to the bathroom. Pops douses the chicken in lighter fluid. Shuts the grill. Grill opens up. My ex-husband comes over. You get down.
Get down.
Opens it up. Burnt chicken.
Oh.
He then proceeds to talk to my ex like, I thought you were a chef.
Hey.
You don't know how to cook. What is everybody gonna eat now? My ex-husband starts like freaking out. The story progressed over the past couple of years to the point where now it's my fault that the chicken burnt. No.
Why?
Apparently I burnt the chicken. If you ask Vertigo, he'll tell you I burnt the chicken. You ask me, I tell you Vertigo burnt the chicken. But we both know at the end of the day it was my ex-husband that burnt the chicken because Pops never did anything wrong.
Oh my gosh.
So it was so funny. But God, crazy stories.
Stories are crazy.
There was the time. Okay, so I wrestled for Uncle Sika up in Pensacola, and
Pensacola, Florida.
we were just there, right? 6.5 hours from where I live. Malik, get your hand out of my drink. Thank you.
But I need ice.
And I was wrestling a girl named Rocky Radley. Love her. And I was like, okay, what's happening? We are an hour outside of Alabama. I was like, okay, I know I gotta be the heel, gotta be the bad guy. So I'm like, what do we do? How does Ashley become the hated person in this match? Because it was a new crowd, didn't know anybody. It was right. So I'm like, normally crowds know whether they like me or hate me. Like I said, I remembered we were an hour outside of Alabama, which put us in Bama. I think we were in Bama territory, or were we in Auburn? Oh no, it was Bama fans. There was a bunch of Bama fans at the show. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, here we go. I stand up on the corner post. Fuck Bama, go Auburn.
Oh, I love football, and that's death. That's like
I got things thrown at me. It was great. But God, aside from those, like those are like the more memorable ones. Those are the more. I've had to glue people's eyebrows shut. I mean, we didn't have any like stitch, so I actually had to like hold it shut and use super glue.
I heard about that. Somebody else does that. I used to work with does that.
Yeah, it's. I've seen people get multiple. I've gotten multiple concussions. I've seen people get concussions. I've seen people get busted open. Stitches needed to happen. I've had to plug up wounds, and yet the match is still continued. So it's nuts.
That's crazy. Like with the glue, do you like eventually after the show? Do you like go to the hospital and have to explain why the person has like glue?
So I did not go to the hospital because I was not involved in it. I just simply stopped the bleeding. I would assume they went to the hospital and needed a few stitches. I don't know what the stories are. There's different. You ask different wrestlers and what they tell you when they go to the hospital and what their stories are as far as hitting their head or breaking this or breaking that. Everybody has their own little story. Malik, get out of there. Sorry, he got quiet.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I've seen more of people's insides than anything, which sounds actually kind of terrifying. So we're just gonna pretend I didn't say that. I will in a minute. That I didn't say that. So yeah.
So
okay.
So Ashley, so in closing, if like where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years in the wrestling business?
Hopefully, making this company as successful as possible, making Mero Pro a force to be reckoned with. Because I'm sorry, I am one of, I believe, Malik, leave it alone, one of only 5 women promoters in the United States. Like, not run by a couple, not, anything else, but strictly a woman promoter, strictly I'm the top of the company type thing. So hopefully making that a success, because I want to provide something for Malik to be proud of. So that's where I would like to see it. Obviously, I don't think I'll be wrestling in 5 years, because at that point I'll be 41.
Oh, you know what? I'm kind of makes me see my beard's turning whiter as you say that. I am 41. So.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll be wrestling in 5 years. My body's already been through it. Although I probably will. Who knows?
Yeah. So
hopefully more around the United States. I'd like to travel more. Hi, baby.
So if my fans want to pick up any of your promotions merch, like t-shirts, stickers, hats, or anything like that, and or Ashley, your stuff, where can they find it?
So I actually just was provided some love from a guys at a heavyweight commentary. They also run a podcast. They went ahead and had some stuff put in their shop for both the Daddy Hunter and for Mero Pro.
Mom, can you give me keys?
In a minute. And so
Give me the keys.
you're too young for the keys.
Give me. I'm not young.
He wants to go see his girlfriends at the park.
Can you give me the keys?
Not- I'm dead.
Can you give me the keys?
I will. So heavyweightcommentary.com, I believe, is their website. But they've got some Daddy Hunter stuff. Of course, if you're in the Florida area, if you're in Florida and in the Tampa Bay area, definitely check out Mero Pro on Facebook and Instagram, because we always update when our shows are. So you can always buy stuff at the show as well.
Awesome. Ashley, if one more question before we go. If there was any kids, like teens, that want to get in the business, they've been watching this stuff since they were little kids. They're like worried about it. They don't know what kind of advice to take. What kind of advice would you give them?
Do your research. Make sure you want to do this. There's days you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be hurting. There's days you're gonna wake up and you may not think it's worth it. So make sure that this is something you want to do for the long run. Do your research on where you go to train. There's several schools within, in the state of Florida itself, which is where I'm based, that I recommend. Make sure that the school you're around or you're near it, that you want to go to, is reputable. Make sure they teach you not just what to do in the ring, but around the ring. They teach you the morals, the respect, the shake hands when you walk in every locker room. Always pay your dues. Set up, tear down rings, chairs, whatever the promoter needs from you. Make sure you do that. Never stop learning. You learn something new every day. So
that's number one. Like I have a real job, and it's like they don't really give me off on Saturdays. So like I've never been able to give my dues and go help set up or take things down, but I do it by doing this. Like, Ashley, is there any shows you have coming up? If you want to, if there's any fans in Florida that want to come to one of your shows, how can they?
Definitely, like I said,
Can you give me the keys?
I will give you the keys in a moment. Mommy's almost done. Definitely Mero Pro when Lightning Strikes on September 21st. And then we have our next one on November 2nd. You have AMP Rebirth coming around. Real Pro Wrestling will be starting back up soon. And you have local pro wrestling. There's quite a few reputable promotions in the area that
Mama.
I'm sorry, that you can either find me at, find my friends at, my brothers, whatever. You can find them at. Like I said, AMP Rebirth, Mero Pro when Lightning Strikes. You've got WWN. And then you've got local pro and real pro as well. So
awesome, Ashley. I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot to have another awesome professional wrestler coming live with me on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook. Sorry, Facebook didn't mean to give you that heat.
Sorry, this is so chaotic. Also,
no, it was fine. Family thing, family. Thank you, Ashley. I'm Joe Panther the Third. Your turn.
Oh, I'm Ashley the Daddy Hunter.
And we will catch you in the next one. Wait, smile for the camera.